And so when my kids ask me, what do you want for Christmas? I'll tell them things and they're like, why would you want that? My daughter asked me, what do you want for Christmas? I said, here's something you can get me. Hello everybody, welcome back to Commonwealth Flipper. My name's Kevin, we're in the Commonwealth cabin. Today's going to be a different show, to say the least. The reality is, I wanted to take Thanksgiving off, but I just have this, I'm kind of OCD if you haven't figured that out yet. I'm a little bit more than just a little bit compulsive. So I got to put a video out, I do it every day for a year and a half or something. It's hard not to. So we're going to talk about something that I wanted to talk about, and I thought, what a great idea. Now I can shamelessly plug my affiliate links. And we can talk about resellers like me. And if any of you are out there and you are a reseller and you need to tell people what to get you, and you tell them something like, oh, I just like this. And they're like, really? Why in the world do you want that? It's because you're like me and you love reselling. And I think most people that love reselling are by nature, I don't want to say cheap. Let's just say frugal. My wife would say cheap, but that's all right. So I think by nature, the people who do reselling don't like to go out and spend a bunch of money. You're used to going into thrift stores and you're like, oh my gosh, I can get that so much cheaper. Why would I pay that? And so sometimes those type of people are pretty practical. And so they'll ask for things that are really practical gifts. Well, it's because they really want them. And so when my kids ask me, what do you want for Christmas? I'll tell them things and they're like, why would you want that? My daughter asked me, what do you want for Christmas? I said, here's something you can get me. Let me show it to you real quick. I use this. You probably see it hang down over my chest when I'm out there at garage sales sometimes. But this sling bag, my uncle calls it a purse. And the zipper's gone bad on it, on the side here, and it opens up. So I'm like, I would really love one of these. But I'm like, buy me something like that. I need that. And she's like, really? But it really is what I want, and it would make me happy on Christmas to get it. Really, anything from my daughter would make me happy. But I thought, you know what? I was at school the other day. I'm like, I'm going to make a top 10 list of things you can buy the reseller in your life. And you're probably a reseller if you're watching this, so maybe you can pass this list out to somebody. Or maybe you know a reseller you want to buy for, and you can buy it for them. So let's check out our list. We're going to start with number 10. All right, this seems kind of silly, but I think what you could do is you could get together and you could kind of make a gift of shipping materials. Not so much boxes, because that would be a huge gift because you want to buy them in bulk. But maybe different sizes. Maybe you figure out what they have already and what they don't have, and maybe get them a few things that they've never used before. Maybe even if they've never got a record box, or if they've never used a particular kind of box, or maybe even, like I just got these the other day, these blue ones. Do something that they wouldn't typically buy for themselves, and see if you could put together some shipping supplies that you could put together into a box, into a gift. And I think that is something that most resellers, at least I would like for sure. I think a few other things you could maybe put in there, like get a Scotty peeler if they don't have one of those, and sometimes you just need replacements. Put things that you would get, maybe something like this, tape, something like that, and put it into their big box of shipping supplies. All right, number 9 on the list is going to be something that's interesting. Now, somebody's going to benefit from this. I don't know who it is. So I've seen Ikea bag stockings. And you could literally go out and get an Ikea bag stocking, or if there's Ikea bags laying around and you're crafty, maybe you can make one, a really big one for them, and then put a bunch of things in it that are really small that they could use in their reselling. So let's take a look what I mean. So again, you could go back and get these small kind of things. Go to the dollar store. I have a couple of these things in my affiliate links in the Amazon page, like Goo Gone and stuff, but you can find a lot of this stuff just at the dollar store. Like I think I have magic erasers, but you can get the generic ones. You can pick those up at the dollar store, and try to find some small things, some tape, some batteries. I don't know, maybe you can buy these at the dollar store, little tape measures, and put them in a stocking and give them something really nice. And if you could go out, I think Etsy, folks have them on Etsy, and you can pick up those and you can give them a great little stocking, an Ikea stockings. I know I use these Sharpies all the time as well when I'm doing shipping. So maybe you could throw in some Sharpies or some generic markers or something. A couple other small things you could put in there. So here's a jeweler's loop that I use when I'm out there. I have one in this bag. Matter of fact, I have it in, it should be, there it is right there. Actually, there it is right here. I have a jeweler's loop and I have a magnet to help me find gold out there. And it's always nice to be able to figure out what the markings on it say. That way you know it's gold or not. Or see if it is a, look, there you go. See, that's hitting the link right there, which means that's not. But you'll notice right here it's not hitting. Well, every time I hit the link it does. Those aren't gold. There you go. You'll see. Not sticking. So have a jeweler's loop out there and maybe a magnet. You can put those in a stocking. They'd enjoy that. So that kind of stuff, that small stuff. There's a metal Scotty peeler, I think, that lasts longer. I've never bought the metal one, but I buy these maybe once every 2 years. All right, number 8 on the list is an item that I don't have. You'd be like, why would you be suggesting an item that you don't have? Well, I bought one time. I didn't like that particular one, so I gave it to somebody else, and they loved it. And I'm like, well, maybe I should have kept it. Let's take a look. All right, you'll notice I have tape guns over here. Okay, but you'll also notice that none of them, I usually buy them at garage sales, just because I can get them for $1 or $2. I think I have 2 inside. I have these 2 here. I bought this one because I wanted to get one that was a side loader that doesn't load the same way. It took a little while to get used to. I didn't like it at first, and now it's my favorite tape gun. I absolutely love this tape gun. It's strange to load it, and it takes a little while to figure it out, but once it's loaded, this thing puts the tape on really good. It's my favorite tape gun, but that's not the one I'm talking about. The one I'm talking about is a 3-inch gun. So to have the 3-inch tape, and I had one for a while. I didn't use it. I got rid of it. And the person who has it just loves it. I'm like, you know, I wish I wouldn't have got rid of that thing. I think what I'm going to do is find a really good 3-inch gun. And I'm going to give it a shot. I'll probably stick with the 2-inch guns as my main gun. But I'll use that 3-inch gun from time to time on some bigger projects. So if you know a 3-inch gun that's a really good one, put it in the comments and let me know. All right, we're going to do 7 and we're going to do 6 at the same time because there's some YouTuber plugs right here. They didn't ask for these plugs, but I'm actually going to endorse these because I like them both. So stick. I'll tell you what. Now here's Matt Part-Time Picker's heat gun, and I have enjoyed using this. I've used it. You know, I have a blow dryer, and I typically use that to get stuff off. But this works better. It's obviously smaller, and so I like it because it fits in my little tool chest over here, my little Coca-Cola crate. And of course, Lonnie's box resizer. I'll tell you what. I absolutely love this Husky. It is my favorite knife I've ever had, and I'm right-handed, so you can't really do it here, but you hit that button, and it comes up and down really easy. I do it better with my right hand, but I love this thing. It's easy to take in and out, so I still use this a lot because it's easy to interchange. But if I have to do one where I'm resizing a box, I absolutely use Lonnie's knife all the time, and I probably am going to get another one soon, although I think he's selling so many, he'll keep restocking. But I absolutely love these. If you don't have one, I definitely would pick them up. And any reseller who watches YouTube who doesn't have one would absolutely love to have one for sure. Okay, on to number 5. What's up?
Oh,
that's all right. What do you need?
We're hanging up the ornaments on the tree. We've been doing it for like 3 hours.
You want me to come up?
Yeah.
And help?
Yeah.
Okay. Why didn't y'all tell me?
Huh?
All right, let's go. I'll come up in a minute.
Okay.
All right. They're hanging up the ornaments on the tree and didn't tell me. I guess I got to go up there and do that. Can't miss out on that one. All right, well, let's finish this thing up quick then. So we've got scales. So obviously, now I don't have the Accutech, which is the one I use inside. It's the smallest of the scales. I really like this scale right here because it doesn't take quite as long to get ready to go. Bang, it's ready to go. The other one takes a little bit longer. But most resellers already have a scale of this sort. But I have this one as well. Sometimes you get those big items and you put it on here and you can't see what it says because it's covered up. And you have to hit, you know, the tear and pull it off, and it's a pain in the butt. So I have this one where I can put those items because you can get this up here. You put the item here, and then you can check out to see how much it weighs up there. So a different scale. Figure out what scale they have. Maybe get them a different one. Here's a small scale. I use this one. Whenever I find jewelry, this is how I figure out how much I have. And so to have a little scale, these are really, really cheap, by the way. All scales are pretty cheap. This one's a little pricey, but these are cheap. most of this stuff is pretty darn cheap. All right, we're on to number 4. This guy right here, I'll tell you what, I never bought one of these before because I had these and I love using tape guns. I'm like, why would I use this? And somebody's like, no, you got to buy this thing. I'm like, okay. And I went and bought it. Actually bought this one first. I love, obviously it's blue, right? I mean, just look around. We got blue everywhere. There's the Ikea bags. So this is blue. It's really heavy. It looks cool. I like this one better. This one I've been wanting to mount in here, but I'm like, you know, I don't know if I want to mount it yet. If you have a place where you know you want a tape gun, this thing will mount and it'll be there forever. It moves around a little bit when you're pulling the tape. This one doesn't move around so much. It's got the pads on the bottom that really stop it. This is meant to be mounted. So if you want one of those to be mounted, this is a great little machine. Easyloader, obviously. Now over here, this thing's awesome. I mean, just look at it. It's heavy, but you've got a place for your pens and pencils. You've got a place for your scissors. You got a place for the small tape. I can't believe how much I use this thing. And the other thing that's awesome about it is my wife uses it because she can't use that tape gun. So she uses this thing. So love that thing. 2-in-1, recycled material. I mean, this thing's awesome. And they're not expensive. I don't know how much this is, but it's around 20 bucks shipped, I think. It's really cheap. All right, we're on to number 3. All right, I realize this is out of a lot of people's price range. So I'm just going to say that if you are scaling this thing up, getting a thermal printer, it doesn't have to be a Rollo. I think I have an affiliate link to the Rollo and to the Brother one. I'm not sure if I have any other ones, but it's because I have a friend who uses the Brother and loves it. If you really want to do some research, I know the College Picker has done a bunch of videos on thermal printers, and he's an expert on them. I can only really speak for the Rollo. I love it, and it's under 200 bucks, and let me tell you, I can't believe I printed so long on a regular printer. I absolutely love this thing, and I know it's expensive for some of y'all, but Rollos are awesome. I love them. I'm sure the Dymos are great, the Zebras, I'm sure they're all great. I can only speak for this one because it's the only one I have. Before we go to number 2, leave me a comment. If you've bought a thermal printer and regretted it, let me know why you regretted it, or let me know which printer it is. And if you have bought a Rollo and regretted it, let me know why. Hey, number 2, this is high on my list. But if you know a reseller and they don't have Ikea bags, get them an Ikea bag. They will definitely love it. Whether they're garage sailors or not, this one's got a zipper. You can wear it as a backpack, which I often do because we'll fill up 2 or 3 bags sometimes. And I'll put them on my back, and then I'll carry one, and it's easy to go to the post office. But if they're a garage sailor, obviously you can take them to garage sales, which I often forget. But there's different types, different sizes. I've got links to all of them. But the zipper ones are my favorite. But let me tell you, I use these all the time for the bigger packages because they won't fit in there. They're the same size, but one zips, obviously. And you can fit a lot more in that one for sure. But Ikea bags are just awesome. It doesn't have to be Ikea, but big giant bags will help a reseller out tremendously. All right, if you've been watching my shows for a while, you know what number 1 is. And I'm going to show it to you real quick here. And this will be assuredly, this is going to be the most important item that a reseller will ever own, because without it, their sales will never, ever increase. And they're becoming scarce out there, y'all. So you got to get yourself an Inaman. So, of course, I'm just kidding. But I will tell you this. We are going to do something. If you're watching this show right now, people have been begging me to relist some on eBay. I do have some to list. I'll tell you what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to list these. These are all the misfits we have found. You'll see there's some kind of flaw. Like that doesn't say fleet. Of course, I said this was a shameless plug for my Amazon affiliate link page below. So if there's anything that interests you and if you're going to order it anyways on Amazon, if you go through our link, we would greatly appreciate it. We get a tiny kickback from all those things, but they add up over time and really help us along when we do this program. So we appreciate all the support and all the people who go through those links and then buy other stuff, which is amazing. So thank y'all so much, but I'm missing out on decorating a Christmas tree with my family. So if you're watching this on Thanksgiving, which we're doing it a few days before Thanksgiving, wish you a happy Thanksgiving, and we're thankful for you, and we'll see you next time.